Hi, everyone. I'm so eager and excited to be able to bring Karen Sammers to us today. This woman, I want to just take you for a moment and explain to you that how interesting the internet can really be, how you can meet people and find people every day if you're really taking the time to make connections. Today, I am launching out a whole thing of bridging connections and allowing people to find resources that they need. Miss Karen here, when I met her, I found her in a post sharing about a book and something that she has recently launched. And I felt that it was so warranted with today's rise of diabetes and everything else in health. I felt it was really warranted for others to hear what she's doing, how she got to it, and what's going on. So, without any further ado, thank you, Miss Karen, for being here today. And
My pleasure.
Karen, would you please share with us a little about yourself and what you do?
Oh, sure. So I am, thank you, by the way, Darla, for inviting me and for letting me be your first guest. That's an honor. So what I do is I'm known as the Sugar Freedom Coach, and I help people who are overweight and pre-diabetic to overcome the cravings that hold them hostage so that they can lose the weight they need to lose and avoid a lifetime of diabetes medications. And I did that for myself in 2009. I was very unhealthy. So very unhealthy. I was very overweight. I was pre-diabetic. I had a high cholesterol, high blood pressure, all the things. And I was paying no attention to it because I had a stressful life, busy life, raising kids, full-time job, running a household, all the things, until I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I decided it was an aggressive form of breast cancer that I had to go through a year of treatment to take care of. And I decided that this is not the story I want to be for the rest of my life. So I wanted to do something to mitigate the risk of recurrence. And in the process, I lost 135 pounds and I overcame my prediabetes. I reversed it and I mitigated my risk for recurrence for cancer. You can never say you're cured. You're never
Right.
cured. You're in remission. But here I'm 15 years out and I'm still in remission. And so it is it became my mission. So when I did that, I decided to figure out how I could help other people because when I did it, it was life transforming. It was absolutely amazing.
Right.
And I wanted to help other people feel the way I felt. So I became a board certified health coach and a certified nutritional consultant so that I could have some ability to help other people do what I did. That I did intuitively because it was a life or death situation. You know, my life was being threatened in many ways, but the most prominent one obviously was the cancer. But if I had just kept going the way I was going, my life would have been shortened because of the way I was treating my body. And so the the cancer was a gift in a way. I mean, it's an odd gift, but it's a gift because it really got my attention. It really got me to pay attention and it got me to change the way I manage my life. And so that's what I do. I help other people do the same thing. Maybe they don't have to necessarily need to lose 135 pounds, but if they're pre-diabetic, and as we get older, our risk for diabetes increases because our bodies aren't as resilient as they used to be. And so it's really about helping people to understand that your body's going to be resilient till it can't anymore. And it's an epidemic in this country, and actually in most of the world. It's an epidemic. It's causing extraordinary cost to the healthcare system. It's going to break the healthcare system, and it is just really it's most of it is preventable.
I agree. I agree that most of it is preventable. I know that a few years back, 2000, I guess probably around the same time, but I was struggling between 2009, 2012 when I was dealing with I was closer to 300 pounds. I was dealing with a lot of stress. Stress is a major factor, by the way. Yeah, I know that,
Absolutely.
I mean, for myself personally, which was why I was battling being on the borderline. And I was constantly going in, finding out that I was on the borderline of diabetes. But what I found was when I started losing weight, when I broke out of 30 pounds off of me, it changed everything. Now I'm still nowhere into the region of like where I want to be, but the journey has been slow and I've been maintaining it as I lose it. And I
Okay.
think that the slow route is probably my best route because I'm maintaining myself. So I appreciate what you're bringing to the table right now because I know personally I can relate to that side of being pre-diabetic and even having to take some insulin shots because of, at that point. I haven't had to since 2012, though, because I've gotten my body into alignment through eating healthy. I really believe in the chakra eating, like through the colors of the rainbow. If you can find
Sure.
fruits and vegetables and everything else with the colors of the rainbow, that's going to be a good saving grace for yourself. And that's something I've found for me. Um, but I want to ask you, which a little bit of what you just shared with us is your passion behind the book you created. But can you talk a
Mhm.
little bit more into your passion of why you do what you do?
Sure. Oh, I love to. Yeah, I could talk about this all day long. I love what I do because I love watching the transformation of my clients. And when they and what you just said, you lost about a little somewhere around 10% of your weight, and it was transformative to you. It doesn't take much to make a huge difference, and to get you out of that cycle of developing a chronic illness. But my passion is to help people to have to not rely so heavily on the medical system. It's there's so much that we can do. Our bodies are they're so brilliant and they're so able to take care of themselves if we give them the tools to do so. If we can activate the systems that are inherent in our bodies, the ones that have gone to sleep because of the way we've treated them. And you brought up stress, which is a huge contributor to chronic illness, inflammation in the body, and inflammation is the base of most disease states in our bodies. And so adding stress onto that is like putting gasoline on a fire. And so that's going to just sets it off, in a crazy way. But um, but I find that like when I see when the light bulb goes on or the switch is flipped for people, it's so cool to watch. It's so cool to see them feel better about themselves, feel like they're not afraid to go to the doctor because they don't think they're going to get bad news. Feel like that they feel better in their clothing. But what I do is not about being bikini ready, although I think everybody's bikini ready if that's what they want to wear. But
Right?
it's about having a healthy body where you can get down on the floor and play with your grandkids if that's what you want to do. You can run around outside. You can do all the things. You can just exist in your life in a much healthier way and participate more fully in your life because there's so many people my age. I tell you, I went a couple of years ago. I went to a class reunion, a high school class reunion, and it was amazing to me how some of the people there were um, having trouble getting around. From years of not taking care of their bodies or just abuses of whatever kind, self-imposed or otherwise, but just it's just and our bodies start to break down if we don't manage them because there's only so much resilience that we have, and if we don't constantly feed that reserve, it's going to deplete. And so it's really I like to teach people how to keep that well full so that they don't have the problems that supposedly come along with old age. They don't have to. Those problems don't have to.
Exactly. You know what? Coming into knowing your body, listening to your body is so vital.
Yeah.
Um, when you decided to embark on your journey to writing a book about it, where were you in life? What happened that made you go, "Oh, I need to write the book"?
So I had this kind of nudge inside of me for years about writing a book because I wanted to write a book to support what I do, um, to be able to explain what I do, to explain the value of what I do, and if I help you do it for you, the value that it brings to you. And so I had a program that because I've been doing this for, I don't know, 13 years. And I had a program that I had developed early on that's still relevant today. And I based the book on that program. And so it's really step by step how to kind of build the right habits. And so the book has been very well received. It resonates with a lot of people. Excuse me. It was actually number one on Amazon in the healthcare sector, healthcare industry sector, which I was really
Nice. Congratulations
thank you.
on that.
Yeah, that was very, very humbling. And so yeah, it was really about bringing the message to more people because I really want to, it's really about making the world healthy one person at a time. And if it's the book, if it's working with me, if it's whatever, if it's joining one of my groups, if it's just watching my YouTube channel, I have a YouTube channel too. If it's watching my YouTube channel to get some education from that, it's whatever you can do, whatever I can do to support somebody else's health journey, I'm all about it. So
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. It's exciting to watch people step into their fullness. For me, that's one of the things that I enjoy. I'm an author myself. I write children's books. So I remember that journey of coming into publishing the first time. So I can really relate to that joy of holding that gift in your hand when it finally comes to life.
mhm.
Um, so when you were going through your process, were you able to see it coming together before you made it happen?
Um, so I did struggle with a lot of writer's block or just fear. I'm very good at getting in my own way. And so I finally did work with somebody who helped me to break through that. And she was just amazing. Just amazing. And so because of her, I was able to complete the process and get the book out in February. But it was just um, it, I knew what I wanted to say, but I wasn't a writer. I mean, in my prior life, I was an accountant, and
Oh,
so
wow, numbers to words. Those are two
yeah,
different worlds. Two different
two
worlds.
different parts of your brain too, I think. And so it was hard for me to get my words on paper and make them and make it feel like, or at least to feel like I was providing a message that was going to be resonant with people. And so she assured me she edited my book, and she assured me that my words were good. And so that was important, just important to get somebody who's professional at it to validate what I did. And but she was great support along the way, and that was really key. Everybody needs support. We all need help one way or another. Nobody should be walking this planet alone because we're meant to be together. We're meant to be in community.
We are. I agree with that. So again, here, please tell us the title of the book.
Mm-hmm. If I had thought about it, I would have had one with me. I have one over there on the other side of the room. It's called Crush Cravings Before Diabetes Crushes You.
Okay.
And
And
you can find it on
what
Amazon.
is the best resource for people to find it?
They can either go to Amazon. I will provide you with a link to Amazon, or they can get it from my website. They can buy it from my website, which will take them to the Amazon link.
Which I want everyone that is listening in, that all of those links are going to be in the description section for the channel. So you'll be able to just hit a quick hot link straight to her and be able to just get connected. If this is something that resonates with you, it's something that you're looking for and that you need, by all means, make sure you reach out, because I know Karen is going to be eager to find out how she can assist you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm happy to provide a free consultation to anybody who wants it. And we talk about where you are, what your goals are, and we develop some action steps that are doable for you. And so whether or not you decide to work with me further, you still get some action steps to set you on your path to healthy living. So
And do
it's
you have any groups that people can attend where they can actually learn more about it and be along a journey with you?
well, they can go on my YouTube channel to see what I do, to see. So that is mostly me giving uh, presentations, just me speaking. It's not really me working with people. But I'm about to open up a group. So if people are interested in getting involved in that, joining my group, I'm happy to have a conversation if they want to talk about it first. We can talk about it, and I can let them know kind of what they can expect.
So
But
do you have a good calendar link that they could connect with you to get free information?
I do. We can provide that as well. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We're going to definitely get all of those details together and wrap them all up in one little sweet spot where you can get in there and get connected. Karen, any final words that you believe that are necessary for listeners to hear about you and what you're doing?
Well, I think whether somebody works with me or not, if you are finding yourself in a position where you can't seem to get out from under the cravings that you're feeling, because that's huge. If you can eliminate the cravings for foods that are not serving you, you've really beaten it. You've really beaten it. And then from that point forward, it's a lot easier to lose weight, to get into the proper weight that you need to be in order to be healthy. Not everybody needs to be a size two, but it's really about being your healthiest self, being able to, function in your world, having healthy medical markers like your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your cholesterol, being able to just function in your life as fully as you can. And so, um, like I said, whether you work with me or you do it on your own, sometimes muscling through isn't always helpful because there's so much confusing information out there. But if you need some help, find yourself somebody to do it. If it's not me, find somebody else that can help you. But it is really imperative that you, as we get older, that you really manage your health, because it doesn't get any easier, it doesn't get any better, and your life will not be easy if you are in a situation where you are not in the best of health, because our bodies will start to break down. So.
Well, Karen, what would you say your age group is that you really are shooting to work with?
So I typically work with women, although I work very successfully with men who are around menopause. So, 40s, 50s, 60s, menopause, postmenopausal, maybe perimenopausal. Like menopause is a turning point in a woman's life that kind of changes everything. And so working with people who are in that kind of that category, what I help them do is number one, I can help them mitigate some of the menopausal symptoms. When I went through menopause, because I had done that, I went through when I went through cancer. It was around the same time that I was going through menopause, and because I changed my life, my menopausal symptoms were almost non-existent. So
Oh,
I was very blessed.
great.
And
Yes, because no hot flashes, not trying to climb in a freezer and all of those
no,
fun
no,
things. I know women out there that complain about that every day, you know.
yeah.
So if you feel like you're fanning yourself and you're not getting any relief, you obviously need a Karen. So, oh gosh, to save us from those things, thank you so much.
Yes, for sure.
Everything that you do, Karen, and that you truly took, and sorry that you had to experience the cancer, but ironically, I didn't know that about you before the call. And another point, in my early 20s, I did suffer as well. So you and I have some things in common of like overcoming something that a lot of people fall to. And it was literally, I went into a specific diet that helped me to beat down the levels of cancer until I was finally clear, and I didn't have to do chemo or any of it. My body naturally fought it. So that is
Yeah,
something
you're very much
you and I can talk about on a different call someday. But
absolutely.
I just want you guys to know, whoever's listening in, we truly are the key to our health, and finding those who know the knowledge is truly the only thing we need. And Karen here really has something that is going to help transform your life. And I hope that you find her quickly and be able to set yourself and your body straight, because you can manage yourself. Thank you, Karen. Give me 1 minute. We'll continue talking after. But here's to bridging the gap in communication and finding the solutions and the resources that we really need. Thank you for tuning in. This is Darla here and Karen Sammers. Bye for now.